Oh, my goodness, Barrett, I didn't expect to see you so suddenly. Oh, here, let me prepare some...
No, don't trouble yourself, Rudolph. Stay comfortable. I just came by to drop off this basket of sweets for Colette. My wife made them, and you know how ambitious she gets when she bakes? When she gets in those moods, no corner of the pantry is safe.
That is very kind of her. Please give her Colette and my regards, please, would you?
Of course. Rudolph.
Yes?
What does the word trust mean to you?
Trust. Well, I would call trust a bond between two individuals. Something fragile, but at the same time, strong.
Yes, I don't think I could have even said it any better myself if I wanted to, Rudolph. And, if trust is broken, is it something that can be mended?
Yes, I would say so. It's difficult. Like a cut that runs steep, but with the proper care it can mend. Yes, I believe that to be true.
Or it can form an ugly scar.
What?
One that is hard to hide away and makes the world see you differently. A reminder to keep a distance so the same thing might happen to you.
But Barrett, what are
Your
you trying to...
actions, or lack thereof, cut me, Rudolph, deeply, and no manner of apologizing or reassurance will change any of that, I'm afraid.
Oh, Barrett, is this about...
The walking predator bush monster on the hill with all those children, yes, that is what it's about. She's an eyesore, and more importantly, I told you to get rid of her. But you defied me, and instead are parading her about like it's something to be proud of? Rudolph.
Yes, you did tell me to get rid of her, Barrett, but I don't know. I was hoping you would see reason. Look at how beautiful the gardens are since Bella's been here. That Vervosa tree she planted
is a disgraceful slight to the otherwise perfect ecosystem of Verlight, yes. And the fact that you side with that cannibalistic savage is beyond all reasoning in my head.
She is not a savage,
But
Barrett.
I can't say I'm too surprised, Rudolph. Your heart is too big. Larger than your own brain by twice the size, and it does most of your thinking. I trust you know what this means.
No, Barrett, we can barely make ends meet as it is.
You'll evacuate this building within 2 weeks. I don't care where you go, or really how you do it. But I won't let you tailcoat off the good graces of me or the Verlight Actions Committee any longer.
Colette, I'm sorry, Colette.
My name is Keen Decker, and I'm here to invite you to an evening not like most others. An evening where 4 streamers are pitted up against one another in hopes for fame and fortune. Will one streamer rise to the top and unlock fortunes like no other? Or will they all fall victim to the horrors of Marth's Dungeon?
Hello! What did you want to do? Hello! I like panicked because I had the background music still running while the video was going, and my mic was unmuted, so I was like, and like muted my microphone, but instead of actually just turning off the audio and like muting it for the speakers, I like dragged the entire thing down, so hopefully the audio balance is fine. And I didn't actually just botch it too much. But
we'll see.
But welcome back to Marth's Dungeon. We are now in episode 3. Instead of a dungeon episode, I figured, you know what? Why not? whatever happened to Pivot? What what happened to Pivot while all these adventures were going on with the rest of the main party?
Right.
So, kind of where we last left off is, in terms of Pivot, Marth ends up collapsing after using the Book of Naturna to levitate the castle off several miles to a new destination, Verlight Gardens, so they can search of botanical gardens for supplies before they make a big journey. Marth ends up collapsing. Thames brings him inside, and Pivot kind of follows Marth indoors just to make sure that he is okay as someone who hasn't really touched magic very often, if at all. So sometimes those things can be very, very dangerous. Pivot is just kind of watching over Marth while the rest of the main party is exploring Verlight Gardens. And we kind of start off our scene with Marth just kind of sleeping in bed with Pivot just ominously watching over him.
So Pivot's kind of been going through like a normal regimen he's probably done 100 times or seen performed a dozen times.
Sure, yeah.
Just to check his magic health, whether like the magic in his veins is flowing properly or if he's in any health danger or anything of that sort.
And just kind of run an arcane check really quick.
Sure thing. Let's see. 14 plus 3 is 17.
As far as you can see, everything seems, surprisingly enough, perfectly fine with Marth. He doesn't have like any kind of added after effects of what you would normally see of a rather inept or untalented novice magic user using pretty advanced magic. He for some reason just seems completely exhausted. Which is a good sign.
Right.
And on the table you see next to him at his bedstand is the Book of Naturna that he uses to cast spells from, and a large, very, very large leatherback book, which seems very, very old.
Does the book have a title or anything on it?
No, it seems like kind of just like a book that is kind of made for just writing large amount of text in, and it seems to be just well handled and very, very old.
Pavid, taking one more look at the sleeping Marth, he's gonna kind of step closer and kind of like giving a glare to the Book of Naturna. He's gonna pick up the leather-bound book.
The other book, okay. Yep.
He's just gonna open the first page and see what's there.
Perfect. You open up the first page, and you see from the first page, it has quite a few entries in it. It is actually a diary, and it is all handwritten by Soliet herself. It seems to be her personal diary from a very, very long time ago. The first entry you see, she states, "Spending every day inside is so draining. Mom and Dad say it's only temporary, but with each day that passes, I tend to believe it less. I must have watched the sun coast across the sky 1,000 times now. I feel like it's all I ever really do anymore. In fact, embarrassing as it is to admit, the highlight of my day is running to my window at 1 p.m. to line up the sun with a small circular sculpture in the garden. Cloudy days really suck. Luckily, Dad brought back a diary for me from the monastery, so I can at least ease my mind through writing. Although I'm not so sure it's supposed to be a diary. This thing is massive and ghastly. Looks like a book that was made for printing sermons, but honestly, I feel a lot less lonely just pressing ink to the pages. Maybe I could be an author when I'm older. I'd ask Mom and Dad, but the thought of that, they're just never home at the same time. For some reason, Dad lives on the opposite side of the monastery and seems to always really just be in a rush. I only see him about 10 days in the daytime, and or 10 minutes in the daytime, and even then he seems reluctant to even talk to me. Yesterday I tried to hug him and he just pushed me. My elbow's still pretty bruised from it. I wish you loved me, Daddy. I wish there were other kids that I could play with here. And that is the first entry in the book.
It's just kind of like glaring down at the page, but I'll kind of back up against the desk there, and lean against it, and flip to the next one.
Perfect. The next entry. I almost wish Mom didn't talk to me. Oh my god. Even Dad's dismissive nature is more welcoming than when she opens her mouth. As soon as she enters the door, she gets out a lesson plan and speaks at me for 3 hours. I enjoy learning about Mechalite history as much as the next girl, but not from her mouth. She's talentless and cold, and not to sound brash, but those two things shouldn't go together. Whenever I try to talk to her about her day or anything that interests me, she tells me to silence myself and study. I'm 14. The last thing I want to do is stay inside and read all day. Oh, right. Almost forgot. Mother of the Year caught me today looking outside windows when she got home and screamed at me. Why is it so important that I keep the shades drawn anyways? To the infernal pits of hells with her. If she disappeared tomorrow, I wouldn't bat an eye.
Talking at people, huh? Seems you didn't even learn your own lesson. Flips to the next page.
Beautiful. Let's see. Entry 3. I guess I'm getting my own place soon? Mom told me I could officially be administered to the monastery starting my 16th birthday, which is a week from now. This little bit of information was followed up with a line that stung. She said, "You will not talk to me when that happens. I'll have nothing to do with a daughter who never applied herself." I'm so tired of it. What did I do to be denied a parent's love? Tomorrow I'm going outside and I'm going to talk to one of the girls that I see walking through the garden every day. She looks friendly, and even if she's not, at least she's going to be more welcoming and sociable than the ugly old crone that I see.
Pivot just kind of glances over at Marth again.
Marth seems to be still pretty kind of steadfast asleep. You see him just kind of like make just a small little turn in the bed. He seems to do that a lot during the night. And then he just kind of like plops his head just back into place and falls back to sleep.
All right. We'll flip to the next chapter.
Perfect. Entry 4. Something's wrong. Dad hasn't come by the house this week. Mom just comes home and cries now. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I tried to get her to give me a lesson plan the other day. She took the book and tossed it into the fireplace. Everything has been off since I saw that woman in the garden. She was saying a prayer at the altar when I came across her. When I said hello, she snapped her head around like a snake. She didn't even reply, but muttered to herself in God tongue, grasping at a charm around her neck. I feel like I frightened her, speaking in nickel tone, but I've read in hundreds of books that nickel tone is spoken almost ubiquitously in Mechalite. It figures the one chance I get to make a friend, I mess up. Maybe Mom was... And, as the word was is kind of, tampered off, the ink is kind of just splotched across the rest of the page and crossed over to the next one.
Flip to the next.
Perfect. I always wondered why Dad never stayed home. Always wondered why Mom treated me like a wild animal that she has to domesticate. Always wondered why I wasn't allowed outside. I'm not wondering anymore. Don't think I ever will again. It's been a long day and my mind keeps running in the deranged little circle. No child should have to see their mother get killed in front of them. It's barbaric. I I don't even want to talk about it, but seeming as though it's running through my mind, I can't stop thinking about it. At least I could do is just right. Mom and Dad weren't supposed to have me. Once a covenant is made of purity, before Niall, a breach of punishment is, a breach of it is punishable by death. I guess it's to be expected with a deity that's obsessed with order, but, still. I know my mom didn't deserve to die, but to still have her deny that I was her daughter, even in front of the goddess, my heart is breaking for what feels like the 1000th time. Like a glass vase on a fault line. I keep getting it put back together, but it's never exactly the way it was before. Niall killed my mother in front of me. It was a disgusting display of power. Her sword cut through her neck like there was nothing even there. I thought she was gonna kill me too, but the moment she rose her sword into the air, I said a small prayer in God tongue, begging for mercy. It was enough of a shock that Niall herself dropped the sword. I didn't know it was rare to speak the language of the gods, but apparently it takes decades of dedication to speak it properly. Your mother raised you well. You can leave, she said. But for our unwatchful eyes, there must be a punishment. It was the most horrific thing I'd ever experienced in my life. Niall brought her hand to her face and scratched her own eye out of its socket. The sight of it made me physically ill and weak. Then she proceeded to take one of my eyes as well. The women in the crowd whispered to each other. While I was writhing in pain, I heard their nonchalant table talk. Such respect for a bastard girl. Ha! Respect! The thought of that is so deafeningly provoking and maddening. The world creates its own villains, and then punishes them when they lash out. So I'll show them. I'll show them all. I want to be just like her. I'll be a god in a human skin. A tyrant everlasting that is beautiful, powerful, and indignant. With a heart and mind irreparable to reason. And one day... And that seems to be the end of the first couple passages. As you kind of read those last lines, from under the bed, you see a light start glowing, very, very iridescently. It's glowing, it's shining very, very brightly, to the point where it kind of starts to wake Marth up. He starts kind of turning in bed, and he sits up and he says, "Oh my God, what is that? It is so bright."
Good question. Pivot friggin' slams the book shut and tosses it onto the desk.
You toss the book right into the desk, and you run over and you grab what is an olivinium stone from under the bed. These are stones that mages use to communicate with one another, and other people use to communicate through mages. So it's kind of just like a televised line in this world. And it is glowing, and it seems to be Soliot stone. And Marth kind of looks at you, and he's like, I think we should probably answer that.
Oh, do you want it, or should I do it?
No, you go ahead and do it. I think if I answered the stone of my own capture, people might be a little bit suspicious.
Fair enough. Pivot will link to the stone.
Perfect. As you kind of bring the stone up to your ear, sound kind of bellows through the rest of the room, and you hear a voice that says, "Captain Rel reporting for duty. Hello?
Yes, hello, Captain Rel. You wish to make a report?
This is not, This is not Soliet. This is the
Yes,
the
I'm
inbred-looking
her
one.
apprentice.
Yes.
Soliet is currently abed. I am answering for her. What do you need?
Well, it's nothing urgent. My men gave you a delivery yesterday. They should be back in a couple of days. I just wanted to make sure that the prisoner was up to her liking and that everything was going well.
Oh, yes. The prisoner was most excellent. It was exactly what she was looking for at the moment.
Oh,
She was
perfect.
actually quite excited to receive such a prisoner.
That is great
Well
to
done,
hear.
Captain.
I do have to really, really speak to her, though. It's a matter of kind of an important just urgency in general. I want to make sure that the project is going along well.
If you wish to speak to her, you should come here yourself. I'm not going to disturb her rest for a captain.
What is your name again?
Pivid.
Pivid. Okay, right. I'll remember that. I'll definitely remember that. We'll see if you get any prisoners next week. Pivid. And she says, I really, really do need to see her, though. I if not, then I need to be able to convey at least some information to... You know what? You're high enough up on the totem pole. I suppose I can give it to you. I need to make sure that everything is going well with Project Renthal. I've been required by the Mechalite state to make a progress report on it, and I haven't heard back from her in a couple of weeks.
Alright, very well. As soon as she wakes, I will talk to her and tell her to send you a message.
Perfect. And then she she's like, before I go though, how about I get a look at that prisoner she's been keeping for a while, that prince. I think I've heard about him. He's kind of a little bit of a well-kept secret on her part, but is it true? Does she have him there?
I am not at liberty to disclose my lady's secrets.
Oh, come on, you can do a favor just for me. And she asks you, just turn on the stone for just 1 second. Let me just look at him. And you do know that if you close your eyes as a mage with olivinium stones, it kind of broadcasts a visual to people on the other end for your arcane skill check times 10, basically, for like a foot radius. So you do have the option if you wish to. And Marth kind of like looks at you and he like he kind of plays dead on the bed really quickly.
It's quite the ask, asking me to betray my lady.
I'll tell you what. I will send you a couple more prisoners this week, free of charge. You'll just be on the up and up.
That sounds like a fair deal, Captain. And Pivid kind of makes a hand motion to Marth, and then he'll connect his eyes.
Yeah, Marth does the Andy from, or the fucking Woody from Toy Story just drop on the bed. And she looks at him, and she goes, "Oh, my goodness. He's not looking so good. How long has he been down?"
Oh, it's longer than I've been here, so more than 20 years.
And she sees blood on the bed, and she says, "Is everything okay there? Is he stable? He doesn't look so good."
Soliet says recently she's been ailing in health. the prisoner.
Oh,
So perhaps the time with him will soon come to an end.
Well, I can only hope so. That piece of shit deserves to die, from what I hear.
Oh?
Yeah. I heard him and his father have a little bit of a checkered past. But it's good people like us that are keeping him off, off the streets of Petovia and coming back for, whatever reason.
Right.
So,
Good of the people.
I noticed that you wear a mask. Is that, for any reason? You look so bad when with the mask on,
It's better that way.
And she kind of just gets really close to the fucking the stone, much like an old person who's never used a camera before, and she's like breathing on it. She's like, "How about you and me? How about me and you go on a little bit of a date sometime? I'm not too far away."
We'll see, Captain. And David will hang up.
Perfect. And Marth kind of sits up on the bed and just goes, "Ugh."
That was disgusting.
That was horribly uncomfortable.
Yes. Ugh.
And Marth kind of inches to the edge of the bed. He's like, "Also, I have no idea what she was talking about. My father was a very good man, and I have been asleep for 50 years, so what kind of chaos could I have even caused up while asleep?" It seems that Mechalite is kind of brewing rumors about me, baselessly.
Well, it's hard to debase the formal ruling class of a nation you've annexed, especially if an heir still lives.
You do speak the truth. And Marth kind of just all of a sudden lights up, and he says, "Oh my God! I almost forgot. The prisoners, the 4 prisoners that are down in the dungeons. I need to talk to them. I need to interrogate them, and we have to find a way for them not to go back to her and immediately rat us out." I wouldn't suppose that you would want to put on a bit of an intimidation act with me, would you? Good cop, bad cop?
You do understand how long I've tended those dungeons.
And Marth smiles. He's like, "Perfect. I'll be good cop." And he's going to kind of just hop out of bed. As he kind of hops out of the bed, he kind of, when you just all of a sudden stand up and the blood rushes to your head, he just gets a little bit woozy quickly, and then continues to walk. And he is going to head down towards the dungeons.
As they're walking, Bavit's just gonna ask him, "By the by, Marth, have you casted spells before?
Oh,
Or are you just a fucking fool?"
Potentially a bit of a fool, but to be fair, it did work out. And
I could have just casted that instead and wouldn't have taken a momentary dirt nap.
well, I would love for you to be able to do that next time. The only training I've ever received is military training, so I didn't even know it was actually going to work. But I figured it was good enough to try to get you guys some rest, and it ended up working, so overall, I think a bit of a victory.
It's a victory, but whatever, we'll discuss it another time.
Perfect. And as you head down to the dungeons, you see that the prisoners are no longer in their cells. They are completely... the door has been tampered with, and the lock has been opened by a homemade shiv that was made out of what you've seen quite a few times
It is a piece of a collar, a metal collar from one of the prisoners.
I tell him every time, change the collar design. It's not working. They keep breaking it. What do? They don't change the design.
Pivot! This is... What? Oh, no. This is really, really bad. If those prisoners get away, we are absolutely fucked. Like, they... From what I'm hearing, from what I talked to, Penelope, she said that they have hundreds and hundreds of soldiers at this encampment. Their numbers, like, just alone, and if the fact that they notify the Empire itself, they'll be on us in a couple of days. We have to find them.
Yes. It's a good thing that we were in the air for most of the time, so they haven't gone far.
Yeah, I can't assume they would go too far. And roll an observation check.
Okay.
Oh, good.
12 plus 1 is 13.
Perfect. You do see, kind of like, some footprints, kind of taper off, and leave the dungeon. And Marth, apparently is an expert tracker. And he sees those footprints and he says, "Oh no. The door, you guys didn't lock the door before you left, did you?"
Which door?
The main door to the castle.
I don't believe we did.
Oh. And Marth is going to kind of just run a little bit ahead and run up to the main door of the castle, which is just slightly opened up.
Ah, wonderful.
And I just they could be anywhere. They fuck, okay.
They're likely in the gardens, no?
I would think so, yeah. Let's go check it out. Perhaps the rest of the party has seen them. And take a step outside with him here. And oh god, there's so many tokens. Token on top of you.
Duplicated, what the hell?
Oh my god, there's so many fucking tokens. Oh fuck. Fuck. Oh god. Bring them up to the next level. I got rid of the wrong tokens.
Took that shit to another level.
And as you step outside, you have just wet mush all around your feet as the water from the pools is still running outside into the ground. And there's just a giant pile of water sitting right on top of a dirt path. So the good news is because the water is there are several imprints of footprints in the ground leading off to the left. And as you kind of go up to the sign here, it says Verlight Gardens off to the right and Verlight Bog off to the left.
Oh, they went to the bog. How fun.
Great. The bog. I would love to say that we should go grab the rest of the party and have them help us out, but I don't necessarily think we're going to have the time for it. We kind of have to trail them now, I would think.
Yes, if we don't trail them now, we'll lose them in the bog.
And Marth...
You have your sword, no?
Marth says... says, yes, I do have my sword. I just... Give me 1 second. You catch up with them. I'll be right there. And he's going to run back into the castle very quickly.
What the fuck? Fucking incapable ass leaders. He's just grumbling as he walks down the path.
Perfect. You begin walking down the path. And you kind of, you walk a decent ways before you see Marth kind of, here, let me open up my encyclopedia again. Before you see Marth pop back out, and he he runs down the stairs towards you and catches up with you. He says, "Thank you. Right behind you."
You fucking better be.
And let's see. Open map. You head down the narrow dirt path. And as you do, you see 3 of the prisoners kind of resting at the bogs. One of them is kind of sitting at the top of a small kind of watchtower, keeping watch. One of them is resting his feet inside the bog water. And then another one is sitting at the campfire, just kind of getting himself warm. And the undead at the top of the watchtower kind of sees you approach, and he squawks to the rest of his crew and goes, "They're here! They're here! I can't believe they caught up so quickly!"
You left a blatant trail. Why wouldn't we?
Yeah, I can't imagine that you would want to rest after only walking about a mile. I mean, that seems rather stupid, no? I figured that you would keep walking. And and the guy at the watchtower kind of looks out to you and says, "Sans got tired. He needed to rest. He has very sensitive feet." And he looks over to you from the campfire and just goes,
I suppose that's fair enough, Sans. That's a reasonable thing to have. But unfortunately, you must go back in the dungeon.
And the human of the group pulls his feet out of the water and stands up and laughs, and he says, "And who is going to make us do that, huh?" and
Oh, it is so fun. Going to be so fun torturing you.
Marth like points to you and him. He's just like, we're going to do that. We're going to put you back in the dungeons. You literally can't be out here." And the human dancer, he sits back down and just kind of smiles. He says, "Well, if you wish to try, then you're more than welcome. But I think I'll just take a nice little rest for now." And he kind of just lays down on some sludge and bog water. And Sans Undertale up here, he begins to start to walk a little bit closer, and he just goes, and Bofadis at the top of the tower says, "He says he's going to kick your ass." That's what that means. He's gonna kick your ass, and we're gonna go back.
4 of you.
Oh, yeah, it is a little interesting, isn't it? It seems that one of our one of our companions seemed to have slipped away already. He's looking for reassurance.
And Marth kind of like looks around, and he looks at you and he says, "Where is Penelope?"
With the others, why?
Great. Oh boy. Okay. Well, at least she's around somebody, but I just have this really terrible feeling. And the human dancer kind of just like lays there and smiles, and he says, "Penelope, she's that girl that we brought with us. Yes, I remember her. But I don't think she's going to be lasting very long." Yes, she was just so annoying. Such an annoying little girl. and annoying little girls deserve to die. And that's just what my partner is going to do. And,
Marth is going to roll just an observation check here on him. Just to see if he's kind of fully being truthful. And he rolls a 9. He has no idea. He doesn't know if he's bluffing. He doesn't know what he's kind of, whether he's telling the truth or not at all.
Or would you permit Privid to do the same? Or
What's that, sorry?
make an observation roll?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, good. 17 plus 1, that's 18.
It seems that he is being relatively truthful. It seems like he means that their last partner has ran off and is trying to find Penelope. It seems like he's speaking the truth.
All right. Matters to attend to later, Marth. First, we must deal with these 3.
Yeah. Is there anyone that you want in particular?
That annoying one at the tower.
Perfect. He looks like a spell caster just like yourself. I'll take the rotten little pretty boy who's laying down on the ground here. And go ahead and roll for initiation.
Let's go.
Initiation time. Let's go. Fight music.
Oh, fuck.
Let's see. Where's the fight music at? Perfect.
I got neat.
Rolls a 10. I should write all these bad boys down. Marth 10. What do you got?
8.
Vivid 8.
Off to the best start.
The human dancer rolled a 2. Both bodies rolls a 7. And oh my god, these are some rolls. Sans rolls a 1. Perfect. Alright. Martha's gonna start it off by running towards the bog here. 5, 10, 15, 20. And he is going to hit the water, and that is going to be... he's actually going to use an additional action just to get up next to him here. And he's going to pull out his sword and just kind of hover it over the dancer, who's still just kind of sitting on the ground. And he says, "I'm not going to kill an unarmed fighter. Stand up now. And it's your last chance. If you don't come back with us, I'm going to have to deal with you." And Javier just kind of laughs to himself. He says, "I would like to see you try." And it is Pippin's turn.
Oh, alright. That was fast. Pivid's pretty much just gonna stay right where he is and cast Siphon on Bofades.
Perfect. Roll.
Yeah, we roll con.
Let's see. That's a con saving throw, yeah?
Yeah, con save of 11 or higher.
Rolls a 18 altogether.
Yep, and he saves.
And he kind of jumps back and says, "What are you doing? Leave me alone! Not me! Go after somebody else! What's wrong with you? I'm up in a tower. You're not supposed to be able to hit me up here."
I'm a caster. I'm supposed to be able to hit you up there.
Nah!
Yeah.
Let's see. It is Bofadi's turn. Perfect. Let's see. He is going to use
he is going to use Wavering Chain Lightning on you. It is a -2 to hit. He rolls a 10.
That's against my AC.
Yep.
13, so he misses.
You see this giant arc of lightning kind of shoot out of Bofadi's hands, and it hits like the metal, or sorry, it hits the stone walkway and just kind of bounces off and completely misses you. And he goes, "Dang! I need more practice with this. I'm not that good. Not yet."
You need to work on your techniques, skeleton.
Don't make fun of me, please. I get enough of that from the captain.
And it is the human's turn. Javier. He is going to attempt to trip Marth. And he rolls a 10. Marth. Surprisingly enough, his little just foot gesture that was pretty obvious coming along is just quick enough to catch Marth off guard, and it trips Marth and knocks him prone into the water. And then Javier is going to swing at him. And it hits. D4 at. Oh no, I'm gonna have to roll an online die. Josh still has it. Josh still has his D4. Roll dice. 1d4, please. Takes 1 damage. Kind of just slashes him slightly with the fan dagger. Let me just change this HP here. And it is Sans Undertale's turn.
So we got Sans, Papyrus, and then Horny Male.
Yeah, Horny Male number 3. He is going to run at Marth here. 5, 10, 15. And he actually can't reach the entire way because he's going through some pretty shitty terrain. And let me just open up his thing quickly here. He is going to... He's actually going to run right... He's going to take an additional dash and just run right up to Marth here. And pinch him in between him and his dancer friend. And it is back to Marth's turn. Marth is going to stand up from being prone. And he is going to take a swing at the dancer here. And that is a miss. Go ahead, pivot.
Can I do my bonus action before my main action?
Sure, yep.
I want to see if I can decipher the spell that was just flung at me.
Perfect. Run an arcane check.
Fuck. That is a 4 plus, what is it? 3? 7.
Unfortunately, it was so quick in the way he kind of shot lightning from his Emperor Palpatine fucking bony ass hands, and it just you weren't able to catch it the first strike that he kind of did. It was rather incredible how impressive it was for missing. Anything else with your turn?
Oh yeah. He's gonna take 2 steps forward and 1 to the right, deeming Bafadi's a non-threat. And he's going to cast Siphon on the dancer.
On the dancer, perfect. Dancer rolls. Dancer rolls a... What's his con? He should be fine anyways. Yeah, he rolls a 19.
Okay. Yeah, they were really getting lucky on the saves, huh?
Actually, though. And, Papyrus, kind of, he looks at you and he says, "Hey, what are you doing? You were supposed to be looking at me!"
Not that I wanted for you to anyways.
And he is going to, attempt to cast, the Chain Lightning on you one more time. And that is an 8.
That is another miss.
It's somehow even farther off than it was last time. It just kind of zaps and hits a tree and just, like, makes a small little fire in the tree. And he goes, "Damn it, I'm coming down!" And he's like, "I need to be on an equal playing field with you." And he is going to run down. Let's see, it's 10. Yes, he gets right here. He says, "How about that, big boy?"
How are you so useless you can't win with a height advantage?
It's harder up there. You try to get up there. Go ahead, I'll let you get past me.
You sure?
Yeah.
I'll gladly take it.
I said what I said. Bofa has big nuts. Both of these nuts, they're both big.
Your skeleton, you have none.
That's really dehumanizing.
You're not human, that's why.
Aw.
And, it is the human dancer's turn. Poor guy's just writhing in sadness.
By the way, Michael said to check Discord.
Oh, perfect. All right. Javier is going to just very smugly attempt to trip Marth one more time. This time with the other foot, so he doesn't really see it coming. And he doesn't manage to do it this time. He kind of swings his foot, and instead of being able to kick at his leg, it catches like on a root that's in the bog, and like tugs on his foot, and he goes, "Oh fuck!" And he's going to attempt to swing at him again, and that misses. It is Sans' turn. He's going to kind of smile and do a little dance. And as he's doing this very strange ass dance that nobody really knows why he's doing it, not even his friend both of these, he is going to swing his arm out and use where is it? He is going to use Fighting Dirty. So he is going to, because he's in direct proximity, toss an acidic agent at Marth, his target, and has to make an agility saving throw with 13 or higher, or take minor acidic burn damage. And Marth fails it with a... Actually, what's his modifier? Maybe he doesn't. Oh, he definitely fails it. Never mind. Marth fails it. He takes 3 damage right off the bats. And he now has fucking acid all over him. Perfect. And it is top of the order. Marth is going to quickly, as he's just burning, take a dive into the water and try to get off all of the muck, or sorry, all the acidic agent that is just on him. Take a quick little dive, and he manages to get it off of him, so he's not taking any more damage. And he's going to pop back up and swing at Sans. Actually, you know what? Instead of swinging at Sans, he is going to... He is going to take out from his back. He kind of has it in the back seat of his pants. He's going to take out the Book of Naturna once more.
Fucking God.
And he is going to use Akusulvet. Cast sleep in a location, everything in a 30-foot radius. Other than the caster must make a con saving throw of 14 or higher, or be put to sleep for 3 turns. And let's see, where'd my d20 go?
Where are you centering it?
He is actually gonna put it right on top of himself.
Okay. What was the save again?
It is a 14 or higher.
What's the save?
For a con saving throw. The dancer fails it. I believe
It
when
fails it.
Oh, you really are that close, aren't you?
I
10,
am
15,
exactly
20,
30 feet away from
Oh
Marth.
my god, it's right on the edge. Marth's just in expertise with just using the spell. He's not used to just Oh no. The dancer fails it. How about Sans? Sans also fails it. So everybody, including yourself, are put to sleep.
As Pivot sees him winding up the spell, he's like, Marth, you fucking fool!
And everybody is passed out other than Bofadis over here and Marth, who just kind of look at each other. And that is for...
Wait. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Both of these is also in range.
Oh, he is. Holy shit. Okay. He is also going to roll. He also fails it. With a 10. And he kind of looks at Marth. He's like, "You're meddling with the business that isn't yours. I wanted to see a fair fight." He falls asleep again. And Marth kind of like looks around and he's like, "Well, I guess I'll be bringing all of them back to the castle." And he kind of picks up the dancer first and transports him back to the castle. Puts him in the cell and comes back out and grabs Sans. And halfway into bringing Sans to the castle again, he kind of wakes up, and Marth just kind of bangs him in the head a couple of times and knocks him back out and brings him into the castle. So right now it is actually just you and Bofa. You both wake up in the same area that you were before, confused as to why nobody else is still here.
Well, that was different.
That was really... What happened? I feel like I got hit by a ton of bricks.
Yeah. You want to...
You would want to just let me leave, would you?
I mean, I kind of have to bring you back to the tower, because...
You'd be a bona fide great person if you let me.
Sadly, I can't. It's, trying to start a rebellion, all that,
I won't tell anybody. Please.
I'm sorry, but I just can't trust that. You can come back and help us if you want. We'll treat you well.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
And he is going to make a dash action. and 5, 10, 15, 20... 40...
I tried.
50. Yeah, he's going to start to dash away. Do you want to do anything as like a reaction?
1 second.
He is relatively slow because he's undead. He's a little bit slower than you, so he's kind of just like...
Yeah. I'm going to cast... I'm gonna cast Birds of a Fell Light, and
Oh,
I'm gonna
that's
cast
beautiful.
Follow him 30 feet, as close as I can get to him,
Okay, perfect.
and try to blind him with the birds.
Okay. And... Let's see, how did I want to do this? Yeah, go ahead and roll, just to see if you hit.
Good.
And then I'll have him roll a con saving throw.
Alright, do I add anything to it, or...?
No, just roll it as it is with the 20, yeah.
Okay. Just unfortunate, then.
Actually, no, sorry. Go ahead and roll it with Arcane, and he's going to actually just roll yeah.
Okay. Then that would be an 11.
Perfect. Let's see. Yeah, and I mean that is good enough actually. And he's going to roll a con saving throw. Rolled an 8. So your birds are cast kind of just perfectly right in his direction. And it goes like right in front of him, and because he's undead, he already really, really dislikes the light. And so the birds kind of get in his face, and he goes, oh God, get out of my face! And he is going to still continue to run forward, just trying to run for his life, and trip over the bonfire. And it is going to just set his clothing on fire. And he's going to, instead of running still, he's going to jump in the bog. And he says, oh, fuck, man. What's wrong with you?
You could have just come with me.
You couldn't have just let me go.
No, I cannot.
I don't like you. You're ugly.
You're not meant to. That's okay. Question.
Yeah.
So, he cast Chain Lightning again before he went to sleep. Am I allowed to make another check to decipher that?
Yep, for sure.
Cool. Alright, we'll try it again. It is now a 13.
A 13 does... Wait, where's the ability? Oh, I'm on the wrong... Here we go. Yes, a 13 is actually just right on the qualifier for it, so you do get the spell. Actually, let me send this over to you.
Okay. I know it doesn't work like that, but I immediately want to throw it back at him.
Now you will die.
Well, I want to get up in the tower and throw it. I guess how you do it.
I could somehow see it being bullshitted that you know, it's not after like a long rest, but like you weren't, you know, doing anything strenuous the entire time because this guy was so pitiful that you can fuck it, I'm gonna allow it just this once. Please. I'm here for it.
Let's go.
Go up into the tower here. And
He's like, what are you doing? I'm wet.
We're doing the fair fight, aren't we?
No, I wanted to leave.
We're doing the fair fight now.
If you strike me with lightning, I'm gonna run again.
I'm going to strike you with lightning. And I cast Wavering Chain Lightning at him.
perfect.
Let's say...
It is yeah. It's 2d8 and it's -2 to hit.
Oh no! That's a 6.
Unfortunately, he wasn't joking. For some reason, it's difficult to strike lightning at an angle from a tower for some reason.
Oh man, you weren't kidding about this.
He's like, I told you. I wouldn't lie to you about such things.
I mean, you were a prisoner, so I kind of had to assume you would lie, but you're actually right. It is hard up here.
And he's like,
Well, fine. I suppose if I have to come back, I will.
And as he says this, he almost in like a Jaws horror movie scenario, his leg gets tugged into the water, and it makes him fall over, and he starts to scream. He says, Get off of me! Get it off of me! Please, please, you're supposed to be with me!
What the fuck?
And he's continuing to scream as he's slowly being dragged further into the water. And you hear bones snapping. And just the most pitiful, sad screaming coming from both of these as he's being tugged further and further in.
What the fuck? Pivot tries to look and see what's pulling him down.
Go ahead and make an observation check.
God damn it! I keep rolling low. That is a 6.
Unfortunately, you can't really discern anything in the water. It doesn't even seem like anything's popping out of the water. No like air bubbles. Nothing that would really indicate that there's anything there actually grabbing onto him. But you still see just him slowly being dragged down. It's about up to his chest now, and he says, Please help me! I don't want to die! I'll go back with you, I swear! I've had enough of this!
Pivot's gonna make his way down to the shore. I
Okay,
kind of keep like a
perfect.
10-foot away distance from him.
As you run up to the shore here, he reaches out his bony hands and says, Please, take my hand! Well, there's still something left to me!
Pivot, yeah, I'll take his hand and try to pull him out.
Okay, perfect. Make a strength check for me.
Oh no. That's at a -2, folks. Oh no! That's a 5.
Oh, God. Okay, so you go to grab onto his arm and pull as hard as possible, but there is an immense amount of force dragging this skeleton into the water. And as you pull on his arm, it snaps. And you kind of fall backwards with his arm in your hand. And he just, before he gets dragged into the water, he says, Sit down, Sam. I'm sorry. And
Oh god. Pivot's gonna quickly back away from the water.
Perfect.
Fuck that, that's not gonna be me.
You back away from the water, and as you do, roll an observation check for me again.
Alright. That's better. 15.
Perfect. You see a small lump in the soil right over here. How can I ping this for you? Let's see. Actually, can I ping it right from right here? Can you see this?
I can see that.
Perfect. You see a small little bump in the soil, and it is moving at a very, very fast pace away from you and back down it towards the gardens.
Oh shit. Yeah, Pivot's gonna try to chase it, I guess.
Perfect. So
there's nothing else to do other than that, really.
just me and this guy's this undead guy's arm. He just remains
Just chilling with Papyrus's arm, I guess. That's my item.
Let's see. You make your way. Let me add you back over here. You make your way back onto the path, and you're trailing this this giant bump in the mud that is traveling
way faster than you. You don't know what it is, but it is speeding through the ground. And it kind of makes a fork right before it gets to the castle and darts off towards Verlight Gardens. And as you come down, Marth is going to come down the castle stairs here. And he sees you running down the path, very, very out of breath. And he says, "Hey, everything okay?" I was just about to head over to the last prisoner to bring him back, but I see that you're awake.
Don't worry about him. He's gone. I have his arm. Don't worry about it. Whatever killed him is going towards the gardens. It's like traveling under the dirt. It's
Traveling under the dirt?
Yeah, it's like a little bump in the road, and it's like going really fucking fast.
And you're still kind of just like traveling, running, trying to trail it. And Marth sees that you're out of breath and running, and he's going to actually join you and let you kind of lead the way.
What the fuck is this thing?
What is this thing that just ate somebody whole? Let's see. Overworld. Perfect.
Inventory. Arm of Bofades.
yeah, go ahead and put it in your inventory. Just stick it aside.
Tuck it in my belt.
Oh, God. Beautiful. Let's see. Add everybody in here. Oh, I accidentally closed the encyclopedia like a big smart boy.
Well done.
Very smart, Mr. Decker.
Michael is asking if he can join in, or is his time passed?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and he can join in for this next little part. Where's Marth? There he is. Hello, gamer.
It's the man.
Hello. I logged onto my PC, saw the notification, and it's like, oh.
No, you're good. I figured you were either dead asleep or you had something that you were busy with.
It was an adoption event for some dogs.
Oh, that's good. I'm happy that dogs are more important than your friends. I can't believe
Sometimes
it.
it'd be like that.
So, Michael, it's just currently been a session between Pivot and Marth. Pivot was looking after Marth, making sure that he was okay after casting some very, very dark magic, which he has never done before. And as he was kind of waiting for Marth to wake up, he just browsed through some things, and a call came in. He answered the call, and it was from a certain somebody who was asking to see Soliet. And Pivot did a very good job at keeping his calm and bullshitting his way out of the situation perfectly. And as they kind of wrapped that up, they headed down towards the dungeons to go interrogate the prisoners, and they had made an escape. And they managed to get a couple of them, but they are currently on the trail of something that devoured one of the prisoners whole, and is quickly moving through the ground towards Verlight Gardens.
I see.
And so as Pivot and Marth kind of arrive, there is a giant a giant bump in the ground, slowly but surely heading up and towards Penelope. Let me get rid of all these tokens here. Thames is, I think he kind of left off over here.
Yep.
And Marth sees Thames down that way and Penelope, and he screams to them and says, "Look out! There's something coming towards you!"
Temps will peek out to the side of the house.
Give a little peek.
Like,
And
where is it?
yes, you really, you do see something moving extremely fast in your direction. And it is going to reach this cobblestone path and disappear. It's going to go right back underground.
What is that?
Don't know, but it ain't a prisoner hole, so I'm not eager to find out.
Yeah, not entirely sure, but it probably could be anywhere, so, we might want to make sure that we, kind of take the necessary precautions. Penelope should not be here.
Yeah, agreed. And he'll pick Penelope up and place her on his shoulders. Just start walking.
Perfect. Put her on her shoulders, and kind of as you do this, you see... oh boy. This is gonna be a whole ass mess. You see Colette run outside with Max, pushing him forward in his underwear, and saying, "Get out! Get out! Get out! You can't be here anymore! He's unacceptable!"
Isn't he wet too?
Yeah, he's very wet.
Hell?
Like, definitely almost see-through. Like, he's wearing some thick cotton undies, so luckily there's no bits hanging out, but he's soaked through, being pushed by Colette.
Right. The situation can be handled later. Get everyone, and we need to leave. There is something under the ground.
And Colette kind of like just ignores that, and is freaking out and pushing Max away and said, "He needs to go now. He is unacceptable. He's going through my house in his underwear. Take care of him."
Temps will just say Colette's name over and over till he notices that Colette is looking at him.
What?
Yeah. We need to leave. There is a monster under the ground. I will take care of him, but you need to leave too. And get Alice.
I told you there are monsters here, but it's not nighttime. They shouldn't be here yet.
And that is why we need to leave.
It came from the bog, if that's any help.
Ugh. And she's been to the bog several times, she says, and kind of looks at you and says, "I wouldn't want to go there. There's some creepy stuff there." And she
Get Alice.
perfect. And she is going to run into the house and grab Alice.
Yeah, Temps was progressively looking more and more annoyed. She was like,
"Get her right now!"
yeah.
We're done here.
You're done.
You're done.
And Alice, kind of nonchalantly walks outside and sees Max in his underwear, and just like doesn't really do anything other than just kind of giggle. just gives like a slight little chuckle, and Max is like, "Listen, could you at least brought my clothes outside?" And he says, "Out of my way," and he tries to get back in the house, and Alice isn't gonna let him back in.
Max, the owner of the house already said you're not welcome.
Max, you're being completely unacceptable, and by the way, we don't have time for this, Max.
I'll kind of like put my hand on the back of his neck and kind of like steer him towards the castle.
Perfect.
You know how like in the way that people will kind of guide their kids through a grocery store.
Yeah, just with like one arm out, just kind of like keeping them on like the straight and narrow path, not deviating away. So yeah, you start to do this, and as you do this, how are you walking? Or whereabouts are you walking?
At a quicker pace to normal, so like normal human pace.
Are you taking the pathway, or are you kind of taking the more direct route just out of the gardens?
Seeing as I saw it go through the dirt, I'm gonna take the path.
Good, very good.
Intelligent.
Very smart. You start to walk away, and Look Down is still just kind of looking into the well in distress, just not paying attention to anything anybody is saying. Marth is going to step just slightly out of the way of the path as you guys are walking by, and as he does this, he is going to make a agility saving throw.
Oh boy.
Which is a 5. Marth gets his ankle grabbed, and he is going to make a strength saving throw. Oh, he nat 20's it. Okay, good.
At least he did something, right?
So he gets his ankle grabbed just very, very suddenly, and it is just this foul-looking, just muddy arm that grabs him, and it tries to drag him into the soft ground. But Marth kicks his foot away quickly, and something appears out of the ground as he does this. Let me put it out here. A giant, muddy amalgamation. There are several bits of garbage, stone, twigs, and just like bog material, just all floating about on top of this kind of misshapen, gigantic creature. And it jumps out of the ground and just goes, "Whoa!"
What the fuck?
And go ahead and roll an initiation. I'll have Alice roll as well here.
That is a terrifying creature.
It's horrifying.
That is a 13.
13 for Thames.
I got 11.
11 for Pete. I put on some battle theme music here. Did the monster roll here? 14. Okay. Marth. Okay, is apparently going first. And Alice. That's a 10. All right, perfect. So Marth kicks his foot up quickly, and he's going to take a quick swing at him with his sword. Let's see if this hits. Yes, it does hit. Rolling for damage. D6. This one. 3. The monster only takes, he gets like a pretty clear strike on him, but the monster, seems to not take very much damage from Marth's swing. It connected just fine, but it seems to kind of just go straight through him, and just knock just a tiny bit of mud off of him. And it is, the monster's turn. The monster is going to, the monster is going to burrow back into the ground. Marth gets an attack of opportunity, which he misses. And he kind of jumps back into the soil. And he is going to move around a little bit here. Perfect. There we go. And it is Thames' turn. You don't see the monster anywhere.
Oh, there's not even like a trace of it?
No. He seemed to have jumped back into the soil, and there's no longer any kind of sign of the monster at all.
Okay. Then, well, I guess protect the child mode then, and I will, at brisk Thames pace, continue going down the path.
Just pushing Max into fucking bringing,
Yeah, like if he starts like fall over from me pushing, then I'll like put my knee to brace him and then keep running.
Alright, let's say like right there, perhaps. And, it is, Pivot's turn.
Well, possessing a brain, he is going to get on the path. Probably just the tile right above Thames.
Okay.
And then he is going to ready a siphon.
Perfect.
Just wait for it to pop out.
It is Alice's turn. She is going to kind of look towards Look Down and say like, "Hey, I don't know if you saw, but there's something we could probably use your help with out in the." And Look Down is still just kind of looking into the water. And
Would you say he's looking down?
I would say he's probably looking down. Yes, I think that is the direction, and just completely ignores her. So she is going to kind of run 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, run kind of just to the back of Pivot and back towards you, and ready an attack as well. And it is Marth's turn. He is going to also run up the path. Or sorry, he's going to run down the path here. And he is going to kind of stay to Max's front here and ready an attack as well. And here's the monster's turn. And I cannot select him for some reason. He's just completely unselectable. Oh!
He melted to the floor.
Oh,
Invisible
that's because
even to
it's because instead of making him invisible, I just kind of locked him. That's great.
Yeah, I thought we were just doing a theater of the mind thing. And I was a little like, oh, okay.
Well, that's good. He is going to make his action here. All right. He is going to very suddenly appear out of the dirt and attempt to leap at Penelope on top of your shoulders.
Can I perform my siphon?
Yes.
Okay. He'll have to make a con save of 11.
He hits a 10.
Oh, that's 10 HP for me.
10 HP off Monster Boy. And what kind of damage was that? It's chaos, yeah. Okay. Perfect. This also seems to, for some reason, it just kind of hits him. Doesn't knock down his stride, but hurts him a little bit, it looks like.
Do I know if it took full effect? Like if I got the full 10 HP back?
Yes, you would. It seems that you took about half of the damage.
Good. Okay.
He's going to leap at Penelope and attempt to kind of push her off of your shoulders, Thames.
So is that a strength check for Thames?
It's first of all a strength check for him to kind of leap from the ground, and he rolls a 1. So go ahead and roll a dex, Thames, if you're looking
Yeah,
to... Yeah.
I'm trying to protect Penelope.
Yeah.
Protect the child.
Protect the child.
So Dex check, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, I actually have a +2 to that? Okay. So a dirty 20.
Okay, beautiful. So as this giant mud creature jumps towards Penelope, he kind of doesn't do it effectively whatsoever and just kind of plops right in front of you onto the ground. You don't even really need to do anything with Penelope, but you kind of swing her down off of your shoulder and off to your side, away from the monster, and put yourself in between her and him. And it is now your turn, Thames.
Kill it.
Oh. How big is it?
It's pretty
Like,
big.
like in terms of like mass. Could I like eyeball it?
Yeah, so just give it like, well, it doesn't even really matter. You can kind of see in plain sight. It's about like regular human height. It's around like 5 foot, 5'8", 5'9", but it is very, very massy. Very, very girthy, as some might say. And it kind of encompasses about like 7 or 8 foot on the ground horizontally.
And it's just a mishmash of a bunch of different materials.
Is it deadliftable?
You can try. It does. I mean, go ahead and roll an observation for that. Actually, roll a history for that.
Okay. A 9.
A 9. It seems like maybe you could grab it. You're not really sure if it's gonna be able to just be tangible or if it's gonna slip right through your grab.
Does it seem to be burrowing into the ground with claws?
Nope. No, it seems to just kind of just dive right into the soil and just go right into it.
Okay. Instead of lifting it, I'm just gonna try to grab and hold on to it.
Okay.
I want the other fellas to be able to kill it without it running away.
Go ahead and first roll a dex for the grab.
15?
A 15, perfect. You manage to grab it, and it kind of just squishes between your fingers, and it just kind of falls apart in your hands. And it kind of just like sinks under your grab, and then plops itself back up.
So it can kind of become malleable.
Yeah.
I see.
He's a very muddy creature.
Can I just hit it with height then?
Yeah, go for it.
Good start. 10.
All right. That does not hit, unfortunately.
I see. Thames will look there a little frustrated. That's about it.
I could not grab him.
We cannot do it.
I cannot do it. I cannot.
I cannot abuse strength in this case. It is weird.
And Pivot is your turn.
Alright. So, I know it was an extenuating circumstance, but is Chain Lightning part of my spellbook now? Or
Sure. Yeah. I'm here for it.
has my spell points restored, or was it not that long of a rest?
No, I wouldn't say that your spell points have restored themselves.
Okay. Can I figure out what the hell this thing is? Try to see if I know what it is.
Go ahead and
That'd be like a history.
yeah, roll a history.
That's a 5.
From your knowledge, you kind of have never seen anything particularly like this. The closest thing that you've seen is like a Doppelum, which is like a mud creature. But even that it usually doesn't stick in these types of forms. It usually takes the form of another being. And even then, like, it doesn't look horrific like this thing. There seems to be something very wrong with it.
Alright, and I will use my last spell slot to strike him with lightning.
Okay, perfect.
God damn it, that's a 7.
7. So it's just kind of, you give him the biggest Kamehameha-esque, kind of lightning strike from your hands at pretty much point-blank range. But this chain lightning, it seems to be cursed. Like, its user is just, he was inept as it was, and apparently the spell is just, it's not doing it for anybody today. It just completely curves around this monster and kind of just shoots off into the distance.
I suppose that's why they call it wavering.
Yeah.
Alright, and then I will move up the path towards the house.
Okay, perfect. How far would you like to move? Your full movement, or?
About 20 feet.
Right here. Perfect. And it is Alice's turn. Gotta get Alice's character sheet up here. I never expected for everybody to be involved in this. This is very exciting.
Yeah, you let us here.
That is true. Perfect. Here we go. Alice is going to run up to him and try to cut him with her assassin's dagger. That is an 18. Okay. 1d4. Oh, gotta roll that online.
Yeah, you don't have a caltrop, do you?
Oh, it's +1 too. So she gets a 4 altogether. It seems to yet again kind of cut right through him and just do a little bit of damage. He just kind of moans and then makes like another just
Is talking a free action?
Talking? Yeah. Yep.
If anyone's got fire, I would recommend it.
And everybody kind of just like Max kind of like pats his ass and he's just like, yeah, I don't really got anything here. Can I go? I'm really wet. I'm gonna. And Alice looks at you as well, and she says, I don't have anything. Marth looks at you and he says, I left the torch at home.
Yeah.
And it is...
It was worth a shot.
It is Marth's turn. Marth is going to... There's your character sheet, boy. You know what? Marth is going to try to use Incanto Fulviso on the target. Marth can make a target levitate and move as long as he holds concentration. A floating target can move up to 30 miles per hour. Living creatures must make a con saving throw of 10 or higher to escape the effects of it. Let's see. I'm just gonna make a con saving throw. It's his con modifier. He rolls a 4 altogether. So he just kind of is hovering in the air and and just kind of like panicking and waving his arms around. Marth is going to float him up really, really high into the air. So he is no threat or like not in range to really hit anybody or touch anybody. And he's going to walk towards the creature and just say, "What is it that you're doing? Did you attack? Is this the person that attacked that skeleton that was in the forest, or the bog rather?"
That's what I assume. It ate the person, and then I saw this bump just traveling at high speed.
And Marth is going to look at the creature once more, and just kind of look into his eyes, and he's going to roll an observation check. He rolls a 2. Okay. So he has no idea what this thing is. But he tries to communicate with it. He says, "Listen, I don't know what you want, but you can't have the girl. You need to leave. We don't really want to necessarily have to fight you. Can you even speak?" And the monster doesn't even seem to really acknowledge his speech at all. Just kind of floats there in the air.
Hold on. A curious note. As, what was his name? Bofades was being consumed, he said that this thing was supposed to be on his side? Was this what they meant by, seeking assurance?
Oh, God. And Marth kind of just puts his hand to his forehead and then looks at the creature again and looks back towards the party and says, "I knew that that he was kind of losing a grip on reality, but I didn't know that this is terrible."
What happened?
Well, while you were all asleep, I did cast a spell on these prisoners, and I just wanted to kind of look into their hearts and see if there was kind of anything still to them, just to test them, not to really, hurt them. And, well, there was one of them, a Doppelum, who he wasn't quite right. It seemed that he'd kind of lost a grip on reality, and even when I was trying to talk to them once they woke up, he seemed just to himself and in the corner. I'm scared to think that this is the same Doppelum that was in our prison cell just one day ago, but I suppose it's a possibility.
Can I make another check based on this information to see if, Doppelum's gone mad or prone to do such things?
Sure. Roll a history again.
An 8.
It doesn't seem like this is something that a Doppelum would ever do. They tend to be just very curious creatures, but they don't usually... They're usually not just overtly violent. They usually like to watch from afar, and find creatures that they like and kind of mimic them. And they don't really enjoy fighting very much. So it's very bizarre that this Doppelum's actions, if it is a Doppelum in fact, is to just attack an unarmed child.
Marth.
Yes.
When we were tracking them out of the dungeon, did you see a separate set of footprints head down the hall?
I can't say I really did, no. It seemed to just be one, or maybe just a couple of, footprints, but I didn't see anything like mud or sludge, nothing like that. So
Or if the Doppelum was whole, and then went to the room at the end of the hall, it might have caused it to lose its last strands of sanity.
That is entirely possible. And, I mean, I suppose if it made it outside, it could have just traveled under the ground. So I do think it could be a possibility that it could have made itself outside. With its last remaining bit of consciousness or strength. But I'm almost wholeheartedly sure that this has to be the same Doppelum that was locked up in the prison. I can't see what else it would be. But it doesn't even seem like there's anything left to this poor creature.
Indeed.
And as you guys are kind of talking, the Doppelum is still kind of desperately, or this mud creature is still desperately trying to reach out and grab at Penelope. And as he does this, you see him start to kind of contort and begin to shapeshift into Penelope herself.
I'm viscous burning that. Fuck that.
Perfect. Go ahead and read the ability for me one more time.
I got you. Thames takes in a mighty breath and propels a magma-like substance in a 5-foot cone for 20 feet. Anything in the radius must make a dex saving throw of 12 or higher to avoid being hit. Anything coated takes 1d12 damage of fire, and is set on fire, taking 3 damage per turn until fire is extinguished. Twice per long rest.
It was a 12 or higher, right?
Yep.
Okay. This thing
I feel like it would get a little bit of a debuff since it's...
Yeah, it can't really... Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna have him roll a disadvantage for this.
Fair enough. So he could still like kind of wiggle out of the way if he
Right.
tries hard enough.
That is a 6.
I rolled an 11.
Ooh.
Alright, perfect. Wait, do you have to roll to hit, or is it just the dex?
It's just a dex.
Okay,
and then the 12, and the, or not,
Oh,
the
you
1d12
rolled-
is your damage.
Got you.
I rolled an 11 on the 1d12.
Alright. He takes 11 damage. It seems to have really hurt him, and he is just kind of screaming while on fire. You see kind of the bits of what is kind of mimicked flesh just start to drop off and kind of plop onto the ground.
I'm covering Penelope's eyes.
Yeah, she is mortified. This thing kind of transforming. And Marth kind of just levitates him higher and higher into the air, so nobody kind of has to see this disgusting creature. And he is going to, with a last-ditch effort, try to break out of the levitation. Just a con saving throw. And that is a 6. And he, you see this creature just kind of light up into flame and just plop onto the ground in a bunch of just separate burning piles. And that is the end of combat.
Well, that was unpleasant.
I guess it's a first time for really anything, I suppose. I've never really seen anything like that. And I hate to kind of believe that anything like that could happen from a creature that is kind of innocent as a Doppelum.
The world's a different place, Prince. Your mind almost broke just as far.
That is true.
It reminds me of what happens when someone accidentally puts their hand into the forge.
He likely saw something he shouldn't have.
And Penelope is going to roll. Are you still covering your eyes?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. She's gonna say, "What happened? What happened?"
It went back into the earth and went away.
Is he gonna come back?
I don't think so.
Okay. And she kind of like nudges you and says that she wants to go back inside.
Good idea. Don't want to get that coat damaged.
What did you say? Sorry.
I said, good idea. Don't want to get that coat damaged.
Beautiful. Are you bringing her back to the house, or are you bringing her back towards the castle?
Max is gone.
I'm gonna bring her back to the castle because I think amends need to be made with Colette because of what happened with Max.
Perfect. You head off towards the castle with her.
Maybe give Colette a little bit of time from having to see Max like that. I think out of everything that's happened, seeing Max like that was probably the most traumatic.
Seeing a grown-ass heavyweight championship-looking man in his underwear, just sopped walking around.
In your dad's office that was locked.
Yeah. And Marth is going to kind of go up to Alice and ask, there was a girl here. Is she okay? Is she by herself? And Alice is going to, in pure Alice fashion, just say, "Yeah, she's okay though." She's gonna walk back towards the house.
Huh.
And she's gonna go back inside.
Well, at least the area looks well tended. Last time I visited, the keeper was quite kind.
I was gonna say, this is quite remarkable. I hate to believe Max is everywhere. Max is everywhere. He broke free. He's swinging on the swing set.
He's unlocked. He's blocked out.
His freedom is chained.
It is completely bizarre. I hate to believe that she's taking care of this garden all by herself. There's got to be somebody else living here.
Last I knew, an old man tended the gardens, and he... I don't know. He frequently asked for a few choice magical supplies. It was odd, but there was nothing I could spare, so I sent them anyways.
An old man. Do you kind of recall what his name was, or what he was like?
He was kind, very devoted. I don't remember his name. I've dealt with a lot of people over the years. After a while, tending to the tithe from the gardens, was handed over to the butler.
I see. Well, I suppose it can't hurt to necessarily look around. And Marth sees this kind of broken down establishment over here, and he's going to head in that direction.
By the by, Marth, should we do anything about Lookdown, or is it alright if he just keeps staring at himself?
Well, I hate to... And you did recognize the cuff. You kind of look over to him, and you see that there is a link kind of broken off of the cuff that's hanging around his neck. It seems that they managed to snipe it off of him, or swipe it off of him, as he was hanging out around the doorway to the entrance to the cell. And Martha's like, we shouldn't break the news to him. I don't think it would be good for him. But
You'll have to tell him eventually.
Yeah, but I guess we'll cross that road when we get there. I mean, you could always tell him, Pivot. What do you think about that?
If I do that, I will die.
And Marth kind of nods his head and he says, "Fair enough. I'll talk to him about it later tonight." He seems to be rather preoccupied.
Well, hasn't seen himself for a long time. And Pivid will look down the path towards Marth.
Perfect. You say look down the path towards Marth? Or walk?
No, walk.
Okay, perfect.
So what?
I am look down.
I am look down now. Look down's gonna do some crazy shit to me, man. He gonna make me into a man.
Look down unlocked his third eye and is suddenly strangling Pivid.
Max is not the only one who can duplicate himself. Alright, going to head into this house here. Yes, let's save the changes there. As you kind of approach this property... Oh. Get out of here!
Who the fuck is that?
Get him out of here! Get all these tokens. This is what I get for prepping.
Ugh. God.
Get Marth out of here. As you kind of set foot on the establishment, it looks like it hasn't been touched for quite a long time. Just overgrown grass, moss growing on the property. There is a cave-in from the rooftop, and there has been some clear water damage. Broken window on the front-facing side of the house, as well as the door has been broken into. And Martha's going to enter the household here and kind of just look around. And I hate to think what kind of happened here. It looks like it's been completely ransacked.
She said monsters appear at night?
Yeah, I did catch her saying that there was some monsters that are appearing at night for sure, yes. Seems like she was perfectly mortified.
Perhaps that's why the keeper of this grounds are not present to greet us.
And as you kind of are talking, you see a figure in the little sleeping bag here on the haystack, and Marth like looks back to you and kind of like puts his finger to his mouth as in like a shh motion.
Pivid gives a slight nod, and so it creeps up into the building.
Perfect. Go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
Okay. I'm a goblin. I'm good at these.
A stealthy boy.
Okay. That's where you give it to me, game? Okay.
You give the nat 20.
No, it gave me a fucking 18. That's a 19.
Oh, okay, perfect. You both are actually walking relatively stealthy through this house, despite like kind of like the creaking wood of the house. You kind of just like tiptoe and very carefully apply just a tiny bit of pressure to the wood so it doesn't make too much noise as you kind of slowly approach here. It's nice and silent, and as you get up to the bedside, you see the figure of a man sleeping in the bag, and it is none other than the Great Bavaria!
No, motherfucker.
taking a little bit of a squatter's nap inside the house. His backpack is out on the floor, and he doesn't hear you walk into the house at all, so he's just kind of sleeping. And Marth like turns around to you and like gestures to you. He's like, "Is this normal?" Like,
Pivid nods. It's like a really sad, just resigned nod. Pivid's clearly dealt with this man many, many, many times over the years, and he hates every single interaction.
Beautiful. And Marth kind of like, he gets like the picture, and he's like, I kind of feel like maybe we should just leave him alone. I feel bad for waking him up. I'd rather not do that. He's gonna try to start to walk away. Have him roll another stealth check.
Oh boy.
And that is a 12. And Marth kind of tries to like walk past you a little bit. he just kind of slightly bumps into the wood stack next to the fireplace, and it just makes just the slightest little noise. And out of a dead sleep, Bavelli sits up in his bed, and just with a panic in his face, but then sees the two of you and he goes, "Oh, hello! The great Bavelli welcomes you into his humble abode. For now.
Greetings, Bavelli.
Oh, it's so good to see you again. It's been so long."
Yes, it has.
I hate to ask you, but Bavelli does not have much coin these days, and needs a little bit of food in his tummy. And as he's saying, like his stomach is kind of just grumbling. He says, "Would you wanted to look at my wares?
Sure, Bavelli. Let's see what you've got."
Bavelli, like, very eagerly, like, runs over to his backpack and picks it up and brings it back over to you. And let's see if I actually still have this.
I deleted it. No.
I deleted Bavelli forever.
Conrad Werner.
I'm your biggest fan. Actually, yeah, let me just put another picture in here. Where's Bavelli's wares? I need a theme song for Bavelli, chat. What do you think?
Definitely.
The Spider-Man 2 pizza theme.
God, no.
Where's Bavelli's bag? Here we go. I'll put this in the Discord chat as well. Here's my map. Need to get rid of all these fucking extra things here. Was it you? Nope. Was it you? No? Oh, fuck. Which one was it? Oh, no. Okay, perfect. Here's Bavelli's wares. And I'll post it in the Discord as well. Bavelli is, like, very, very eager to see you. It's been a long time since he's kind of sold anything. And he says, "I have some great wares. You should check it out. I have a couple of unique items this time around." And he has a light spell called Vayus. A couple things of sageweed, which restore spell points when eaten. They restore 3 spell points. A giant frozen dragon fang. And he kind of like gives you like a wink, and he's like, "That is, I had to do a couple of shady things, if you know what I mean, to get that one. I had to sneak away from some pillagers, and it was not a pretty sight, but I managed to get away with my head." And he has a couple of rat's eyes as well.
Did you take the rat's eyes from the? Never mind.
What? What do you mean?
No. Doesn't matter.
No, of course it doesn't matter.
Don't care.
Don't ask, don't tell.
I will definitely take that sage weed. Fresh out, actually.
Perfect. He has 3 in stock.
Yep.
Would you like to purchase all 3, or just 1 or 2?
Yes, sir. All 3.
Perfect. All right, you hand over 15 gold to him, and he gives you 3 sageweed. And it kind of smells. It's some rank sageweed. It doesn't smell too good. You can tell that he kind of just got it from like a really shady kind of dealer, and is reselling it for a little bit of a higher price. And Marth is going to take a look at his wares too. How much money does Marth have on him here? Marth has no money on him, so he's actually not going to buy anything. Marth is, how you say, fresh out of money.
Marth, did you forget to draw from the castle coffers again?
I've, kind of been in a coma for 50 years. Money was kind of the last thing on my mind with the, apocalypse, I guess, maybe.
We're fighting, like, we're an active resistance. We kind of, need supplies.
Sure. Yes, of course. I'll get right on that. He's gonna just like awkwardly walk away and be like, "Have fun with your friend." Tiptoe away.
Wait, before you go,
Yes. What can I do for you?
do you need a light spell?
I suppose it wouldn't hurt. And he kind of walks back over. And he's like, "But I wouldn't want to, take your money. I suppose I could pay you back.
If
but
I could give you something to cast that's not going to kill you in 10 seconds, I would gladly pay for it."
Well, yeah. I mean, you're not entirely wrong. I could use something that's a little bit more stable.
All right. Well, shill out the extra 15.
As you start to, this is it's 50 gold.
Or yeah, 50. Sorry.
As you kind of take the gold out of your pocket, Bavelli gets like this big, bright-eyed look in his face. He's just like, "Oh, I have not seen this much gold in a while."
Hold on, Bavelli.
Yes.
You wouldn't mind if I inspected the spell tome first, would you?
I suppose not. And he kind of takes the spell tome and he kind of like grabs onto it and hangs it in front of you. And he says, "But don't touch. You may look, but not touch. It's a
May I
well-learned
flip the
lesson in
pages?
the world."
May I turn the pages?
And Bavelli, like, he nods.
And Pivot will kind of inspect the pages, make sure they're genuine, they're actually work as they're intended.
And you read through the pages and give an arcane check really quick.
Okay. It is a 19.
To you, it seems like the genuine article. It seems like he actually kind of stumbled on something that was worthwhile. This book and the spell content inside of it definitely will do just fine.
All right. Well done in finding this, Bavelli. I will definitely pay for it. And he hands over the gold.
Spinning in circles, very happy.
What the fuck?
And Martha's like, "I kind of like this guy. He's kind of funny." Bavelli, you wouldn't want to happen to, I don't know, just come along with the rest of us? And, I mean, we have
No,
plenty of
he's
room in
a-
the castle.
He's a free spirit. He wanders from place to place, time to time.
Oh, as much as I would love to settle down, nothing, not even a woman can tame the great Bavelli. He says, he's your friend here is not wrong. I do just like to show up here and there. Sticking to myself, I can acquire goods much more effectively. So I will be around. I will follow you, but at a distance.
Just without a word, Pivot's gonna hand the spell tome to Marth.
And Martha's gonna nod to you and say, "Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. This is gonna be great. I'm gonna go start trying it out now."
Have fun, don't die.
Martha gets out in like the front yard, and you just see this burst of light kind of appear, and like a creak in the wooden foundations of the house, just like.
Pivot's just gonna out. You put too much into it.
Beautiful. And Martha's going to disappear, and Bavelli is he's just gonna stand there awkwardly and be like, I don't have any food for you, but yeah, I didn't really think you would come into the house unannounced, so I'm a little embarrassed.
Well, we didn't quite know who was in this sleeping bag, so we wanted to make sure you weren't abandoned. I do apologize for the intrusion.
Nothing the great Bavelli cannot handle. He jumps back into the bed, and he just like kind of covers himself and just falls right back asleep. Without like paying any mind to anything or the fact that anybody else could sneak into the widely opened up windows and broken down door.
Pavid's going to walk over to the table kind of next to Baveli. There's stuff on there?
Yep.
What's on there?
There is just some like really, really old rusted tools. A hatchet that's kind of embedded into the table, as well as a couple of scattered notes on the table.
Alright. He's gonna check the notes.
Perfect.
To see if there's anything of interest.
Let me open up the document here. Bye. Where that Verlag Garden's at? Perfect. I think this is it right here. Yes, perfect. You look at the note, and it is it's pretty crumpled up, the paper, but it's still perfectly legible. It seems like the water damage hasn't really reached this part of the house. And you see a note that's kind of in sloppy handwriting that says, "I'm so proud of my granddaughter. In 16 short years, she became such an extraordinarily talented young girl. Smart, too. She's just been accepted to Bilms University. Yes, Thomas, your years of laboring on farms to make money for your family have paid off. This will take every last bit of money I have to put in my name to put towards it, but if it means securing a future for my granddaughter, then I will gladly give it. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't have been able to pay for the institute, but they were so impressed with her application and her understanding of modern medicine that they let her in for half the cost. Isn't that great? I was so excited that I had to write this down here and now, that I might stumble upon this letter again in the future and remember this feeling of pure elation. I hope that she takes care on her journey, though, albeit a short one. I've been hearing several rumors of violent actions recently. It's no organized crime, and none of the acts seem to be connected. They're just happening. A grandfather's worry never ends. Please, my sweet Veronica, be safe."
Veronica.
Yep, Veronica.
Are there any other legible notes?
The rest of the notes seem to be just very, very old and kind of tattered up. Some of them ripped apart and dirtied as well. None of the other ones seem very legible. Yep. And as well as like a couple of just like little tiny notes saying, as like a to-do list, a reminder to kind of water the gardens, take care of certain things throughout the day.
All right. Pavid's gonna see if he can unstick the axe from the table.
Perfect. Give me a good old strength check.
Oh yeah, let's go. -2.
Roll back those sleeves, Pivot.
14 actually.
14, perfect. You grab onto the axe and give a big just pull back, and it comes undone, and you now have just a little hand axe, and it Buffelli kind of just like looks over after hearing the axe get unstuck from the table, and he's just like, you okay? You're not going to hurt me with that, are you?
Pivot just like whips around towards him with the axe in his hand.
Oh, no, please, please! No, my life, it is not long yet. I have so much life to live. I have so many women to meet, especially. Do not hurt the Great Valley, please.
Pivot just bursts out laughing. He's like, I'm kidding.
And as you like, say this, he kind of, his form begins to drop a little bit, and pieces of mud just kind of plop onto the bed from just pure just fear. He drops his shapeshift just a little bit, and then he looks at you like a little angrily and kind of brings himself back together.
I apologize for this scare, but I just couldn't pass it up.
It's okay. I think I'll probably be able to go back to sleep. And like as he's like sleeping, just in his sleep talk, he just says,
Alright. Hatchet achieved. He's gonna head out of the building.
Perfect.
Just kind of tuck that into his belt.
Right back into the Verlight. Where's my overworld? Perfect. And as Pivid walks out of the broken down house, Thames, I'm assuming you probably were on your way back. Yes, after you kind of dropped off Penelope.
Yeah, made sure that she's in a place where she isn't gonna fuck everything up.
Make sure Max is locked up.
Currently, Max is locked within the cafeteria.
Beautiful.
Behind the hole in the staircase.
I figured that Tim's locked him up there just because he figured that, he probably won't want to leave there. So
Imagine
he'll probably not make too much of an effort.
I somehow imagine that the cafeteria doesn't actually have like a lock on it, so you just put like a table up against it.
Yeah, pretty much.
That'll hold him.
And as you come out, Pivot, you notice that Marth is kind of just admiring the gardens a little bit over this way. And Thames is walking down the cobblestone path, looking very disgruntled.
Hello, Thames.
Pivot, I'm going to... he looks over at Marth, and he says, I'm contemplating homicide.
Oh, don't worry, we all are.
And
not at Marth, and he's like whenever he's like, not at Marth, do not worry, fucking Max.
Yes. I mean, who in the hell wanders around a child's home in their underpants as a full-grown man?
And additionally, who does it by breaking into someone that offers us hospitality?
Oh, what did he do?
He broke into their study, as far as I've gathered it.
Well, that's not good at all.
And Thames, as you were bringing Max into the castle, he kind of like was trying to tell you something. He's like, "Come on, man, you need to listen to me. Like, it's not my fault. Like, there's a reason that I had to go in there, okay? I mean, it was haunted, and like there was some crazy shit going on. I wanted to make sure that I was gonna be okay while I was in my bath. But I found some stuff that was in the office.
Yeah, and the entire time Tim's just like, don't care, didn't ask.
Perfect.
Plus ratio.
Perfect.
Did he mention anything he found in the study? I would like to get into them myself, but I doubt our host would let me.
He kept saying why he went in the study. He didn't say what was in there. What was in there would actually be something that I would listen to, but you know him.
Right. Well, I suppose we'll have to make do. I found a note from the groundskeeper. What was the girl's name here?
The farmer.
The farmer's daughter. Yeah.
He's asking Pivot. Like
Yes,
he remembers, but
the one in the house he points out.
all right, Colette.
Colette. So the note I found in the shed here mentions another granddaughter of his, Veronica.
She did not mention losing a sister.
It said she went to the Bilms University. Surprised she hasn't mentioned her.
only slightly unrelated note. How are we going to move him? And looks over it, look down.
I have a way to get his attention. I'm not sure I want to do it if I have to, but I think
tell.
It's for money. Used to live in the dungeon. I would use one of my birds to signal to him that I was coming. He didn't like the light. It was. I don't like doing it, but if it gets his attention, then it's worth doing.
I see. Well, I suppose I suppose I have some second-hand apologizing to do. If you would like to accompany me, although she got quite flustered at the sight of me, I'm not certain how she would be at the sight of you.
I can wait outside if need be. Though the mask helps quite a lot most these days.
Will we ever fit in anywhere, Pivot?
Not when Mechalite runs things.
Something tells me even that is only a side effect.
Perhaps you're right, Dims. And Vivid just quietly turns and starts walking up the path.
Thames, would you like to follow?
Yep,
Perfect.
time to go. They say, sorry, our acquaintance is running around naked in your home.
Perfect. Let me open up the map here.
He unfortunately was not drunk.
He's just like this. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. All right, let me grab you in here, Tams and Pivot.
As I've said before, the raincoat was actually containing his power.
He's been unleashed. And Alice is kind of just leaned up against the wall, kind of just observing things, not really saying anything. She looks over to you as you walk into the house and just kind of nods her head to you.
Vivid's gonna kind of nod back and then lean against like the doorway. Since he's not really been invited in, he's just gonna stay by the door.
Tims will walk up a little and say, I know what happened before was very disrespectful of Max, and while I can't offer Max himself to apologize, nor do I think you want him here, I apologize for what he did.
My grandfather means everything to me, and his office is all I have left of him, so it's hard for me to just see somebody disrespectfully go inside of it and just go through his works. It's awful. I hate him.
Well, I doubt it will make you feel better, but he's disrespectful to everyone, not just you or your grandfather.
And that kind of makes her giggle just like a little bit. She's like, yeah, I kind of got that vibe. Oh, you brought somebody with you. And she sees Pivot.
Yes, he is my friend.
And she looks at Pivot and kind of looks at you, sees that Pivot's wearing a mask, and sees kind of just like some like warts and just bits of like just like molds just creeping out from under your mask, and she doesn't really like question it. She's already seen a gigantic Turliad
which she's never seen in her life before. So nothing has really surprised her these days. Monsters are at her house every night, so she's just like, well, it's nice to meet you. You said Pivot?
Yes, I am Pivot. It's a pleasure to meet you. What is your name?
My name's Colette.
A pleasure, Colette.
Thank you.
It's lovely gardens you have. I see they are well tended.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. I take care of them all by myself. It's really scary. I have to try to get all the work done throughout the day before nightfall.
Yes, a few times I passed by some years ago. The groundskeeper, I believe he was your grandfather? He was a very kind man.
Yeah, my grandfather, I hope he's okay. He's the best man I've ever known. He's always taken care of these grounds, and I can't even take care of them as well as he can. It's an impossible task, but he was incredible and had such a kind heart. Always took care of everybody that always came through the door. Always greeted with the tourists with a smile, even when they weren't agreeable people.
Perhaps we might be able to find him. We are just kind of loitering in the area. Might as well do something. Do you know what might have happened to him?
Okay. And she's so thrilled to hear you say this because everyone she has talked to up until this point, I mean, Thames, kind of excluded, but look down as well as Max. Everybody has kind of just listened to what she's had to say and is just like, yeah, I guess maybe I can help. so hearing somebody have just genuine interest in what she has to say, really excites her, and she kind of perks up and sits down at the edge of the couch. And she says, "Okay, okay. It happened a couple of years back. My grandfather, it's hard for me to talk about, but he was finishing up a couple of chores, and I was inside. I was playing with my toys, and all of a sudden, I heard some yelling and screaming outside the house. My grandfather ran in really quickly and said for me to kind of hide myself, and I did. I made sure to hide myself really, really well, and I didn't see my grandfather after that. And every day, I literally kid you not, every single day after that incident, there's banging on the outside of my doors and my windows, on the walls. Something's out there and it's trying to get me. I think it knows I'm still here.
So, would monsters appear in the night before your grandfather left, or was it just after that?
No, the first time was when they took my grandfather, and then they've come every single day after that.
Have you ever gotten a look at them, or do you mostly hide yourself when they come?
I try to hide myself every time they come, but I can't help but be a little bit curious. One time I did peek out, and they looked like goblins.
Thames gives a very sideways look towards Vivid and looks back. Not maybe we should keep that mask on.
Pivot just light stutter as he continues, and then just moves on. Right. If your grandfather was in danger, or if you were ever in danger on the ground, was there anywhere he shared for you to run to or to go to?
Well, he always just tells me to hide in the special spot. I could show it to you.
Have you been there since he was taken?
Oh, well, it's right inside. I don't go really far from the house at all. I'm too scared to. This is the safest place that I actually know.
Okay.
Have there been any tourists, other than us, of course, that have been through here since their grandfather has been taken?
Well, I haven't really seen much of anybody. There was one goblin that I did see. He was a big one, and he kind of well, he went off into the maze, and I haven't seen him since.
Was this during the day?
No, this was at night. I did peek out, and I was finishing up a couple of things. It was right at sunset. He walked towards the maze, and I didn't really think much of anything else of it. I hadn't seen him again.
I see.
Colette, I do have something to ask of you, and I know it's maybe insensitive given the situation, but with your supervision, could we have a look at your grandfather's study to see if there's any text that could indicate what happened?
Colette, like, kind of balls up a little bit in the corner of the couch, and doesn't answer you directly right away. Kind of just like, she just kind of like mumbles to herself a little bit, and she's like, it's really private. I don't like people going in my grandfather's study.
I really understand that, I do. But this may be one of the only ways we can find him. After all, if they showed up one day, perhaps he knew that this was coming. Or had something that he had written down that could give a clue of what it is, what took him, where they possibly could have gone, so on and so forth. I would not ask this of you if it was not important.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I understand. Just be quick. I'll stay here. And she points towards the bathroom, and she says, it's just the bathroom and the next door over.
David will kind of bow courteously.
A little curtsy.
Courteously.
Tim's will just like look intentfully and just say thank you, because bowing's a little harder for him.
Getting down that far.
And then, as you're in the bathroom, I presume, if we both go, then Tim will say, right, I can read. You're probably a lot better than I am, then.
I wouldn't like to brag, but probably.
So, I will see if there's any physical clues if you would like to read the texts.
Very well. Do be careful.
Perfect. And before you kind of step into the bathroom, Alice sees both of you walk in there, and she just like kind of just laughs to herself a little bit and says, have fun in the bathroom, you two.
Pivot kind of snarks himself at the comment and just goes in.
Tim's just gives like the blank deadpan face and then continues.
So as you enter the study, the door is still opened just a little bit. You kind of open it up, and it seems like this has been abandoned for a long time. There is dust everywhere, just covering the entirety of the office. It looks like it's been untouched, just completely. The rest of the house is cleaned immaculately, and there is like cobwebs everywhere. There is just like old tools laying in the corner, yeah. I'll let you kind of take it away. There is also a desk over here with a bunch of stuff on it.
Yeah, Pavid pretty much just magnetizes straight there.
Perfect. And you see that one article in particular has been tampered with. You can tell because there are little just splotches of wet marks leading towards the desk, and a handprint, a wet handprint on a notebook that is sitting.
Pivot, like,
unmuzzled.
tries to use his sleeve to wipe off the kind of desk.
Perfect. And it looks really, really nice now.
If he mysteriously disappeared, would you say anything, Pivot?
Depends if I'm implicated, but probably not.
While Pivot reads, Thames will just look around for, like, if there's any secret compartments, secret, like, doors, any floorboards that can be lifted, so on and so forth.
Okay, perfect. Roll an observation check, Thames.
Okay. A good old 0.
A 0. Oh, no.
Not to the check, I'm saying that plus 0.
Oh, got you.
It's like, damn, -1, fuck.
16.
A 16. So you kind of rummage through this area. You open up these cupboards here, and there's just a lot of like very, very old clothing. That a couple of them seem to have been taken out, and it looks like they're being rotated through still. A lot of the clothing in here is well old, being actively cleaned.
I'll mention that to Pivot and say, this is odd, despite the rest of the room looking, well, quite frankly, untouched. Someone's cleaning the clothes.
Perhaps
Were there any, like, childlike footprints that went to here?
Yes, actually, you can see with your pretty astute observation check that there are quite a few small childlike footprints leading up to the dresser as well as leading up to where Pivot is standing.
You say the clothes are cleaned? Perhaps it's magically done, or perhaps Colette is doing it?
Given the footprints, I'm inclined to believe that she has kept them clean should he return.
And Thames, when you went to go hang up the clothes outside, you did see that there were like an older male's like clothing on the hangers. Along with those.
Question, are the things at the top right maps?
The things at the top right up here.
Yep.
You got tools, a bunch of various kind of maintenance tools, mostly for the gardens. Things to just clip the hedges, small like little wooden axes and stuff. Lots of bolts and stuff.
Okay. Right, well, I'll let you get to the reading. I don't think she wants us here for much longer.
Would you like to read out loud, Pivot?
Yes.
Okay. So you open up the book that most likely Maxwell was reading, and it says note with it says maze password, and it states a small trick for anyone in the landscaping department. If you get through the maze to trim the hedges by the fountain, don't waste your time going around. I made a spellbound password on the door to let you straight through to the end. Simply say Stippins and the door will open for you. And there seems to be quite a few entries in the book.
That's interesting. Stippins. Alright. Pivot's gonna kind of start looking at the entries, see if there's anything about the grounds or anything important that might indicate what happened to the groundskeeper.
Perfect. Next entry, you see a very interesting depiction of a creature that you actually have never seen before, and it says with some words under it. Rockwell tamed a mighty beast the other day that will prove to be a valuable asset to Verline. I believe the beast was called the Civilonian. Anyhow, he captured it and put it in the maze for protection purposes. It has been trained to attack only when the gardens are under threat. should some pillagers come through, as they have in the past, then the Civilonian will alert me right away. That is, if the scream of it doesn't scare them off beforehand. It's ordered not to attack until commanded to. Despite her appearance, she really is a smart thing. She listens to every command I give and even makes sure I leave the maze safely at night. Should something happen to me, though, my lord, I dare not think of it. Let's hope that day never comes. And it's labeled labeled Rudolph Stippens.
Interesting.
And you see that there's one more entry kind of all the way at the back.
We will look at it.
We've had some problems with a local Herbetian that has taken residence at Verlight. Normally, we don't allow anyone to take up residence on the property other than employees, but I don't know, I feel sorry for the kid. She's young with no one to take care of her. So, against my better judgment, I told her she could stay. Only on the basis that she keep to the woods and doesn't disturb the tourists who come through. God only knows what will happen to me if my boss finds out. I can't lose my job. It's hard enough to stay afloat as a farmer. I would never make it in the city. And a couple of paragraphs down, it says, well, it didn't take long for my generosity to backfire. A pair of half-human tourists walked through the forest today and found Belle. She tried to comfort them by showing them how talented of a puppeteer she is. But the world just hasn't come to accept the Herbetians yet. For all the love and freedom the Creator has granted us, he seems to have lost that luster when it comes to the Herbetians. Society has told me that they're dangerous through and through, but I won't have it. If all Herbetians are like Belle, then we've made a grave mistake. For now, I'm just happy to see Belle watch little Colette and I play in the yard. I'll protect her right to live here, at all costs. And that is the full extent of everything in that book.
Well, that's it in the book. Seems we've got a few leads to look into.
And what of the others? The ones that Maxwell did not taint?
Yeah, Vivid will gonna look over them, see if they're meaningful at all.
As you look through these notes that are on the table, there are just kind of various books on different plant life in Verlight Gardens. Different trees and how to properly take care of them in landscape. It seems that he was very just avidly making sure that he takes care of the gardens in the best way possible. So he's always kind of keeping up on his studies. On the ground, there's just a couple of newspaper articles that are very, very old.
Do they have a specific date?
Yep, they seem to be dated back to about 60 years from present time.
Okay. He's gonna look at them and see if there's anything of note, anything of import there.
You kind of look through the newspaper articles. There doesn't seem anything too irregular here. Just some talk about various politics, and just small events that are happening in the area, but nothing too concerning or too much of interest.
Okay. Nothing of import, mostly just gardening books, old newspapers.
I think that next step in our plan is to wait until night and see what comes.
We can do that, or we can try and find this Belle. Or perhaps find the Civilonian within the maze, though that might be a little more risky.
I'm inclined to... Perhaps that did sound concerning, but I'm inclined to take this from the source, as a figure of speech, and then expand outwards.
I understand. Mr. Dungeon Master,
Yes.
can I do a check? Could a herbation be mistaken for a goblin and dim light?
Around the same kind of stature, goblins tend to have they tend to range between like pretty small to like pretty big though. It is likely that maybe a herbician was because they come in many different shapes and forms. They take their kind of shape from different things in nature. So some of them will look very bush-like, some of them look like trees. So it is entirely possible that maybe a herbician could be mistaken.
Okay. I'll just tuck that away in the little note brain. Well then, Tims, I suppose we can proceed from nightfall and go from there.
I would like to leave this place. The dust is not pleasant.
Yes, yes.
Just a couple little coughs.
Mainly like just sneezing. And Tim says like full-on dad sneezes too, so it's probably enough that Colette could hear them through the walls.
As you head back into the living room, Colette has disappeared.
Where'd the child go?
Alice kind of just like rolls her eyes at you and points towards this door right over here.
No, she went into the kitchen.
No, the door on the side wall.
Oh, the other door.
Yeah, this door over here, the one you guys haven't gone into.
I see.
It is opened up, however. It's like slightly ajar. She didn't close it behind her.
I think that, well, actually, I'll leave it up to you. Should we knock?
Well, can knock on the wall next to it.
Let's do that.
Get her attention, but not disturb her.
So you knock. Are you knocking relatively hard, pretty softly?
Pivot's gonna stand over by the chair.
Okay, perfect.
I'll knock softly because if I knocked hard, I could probably splinter wood.
You knock pretty softly on the wood. No reply whatsoever.
And then I'll say, hello, Colette?
You say this, and there is no reply back to you.
I'll push the door in a little.
Okay, you push the door in a little bit here. Let me just reveal a little bit of the room. You open up the door a little bit, and it just seems like a very clean, just child's bedroom. From just like the small bit that you kind of open up to, you just see that there's some toys that are very neatly taken care of in the corner, and a little doll in a chest. It doesn't look like anybody is there though.
I'll like put my head right up to the door, but not like in, and say, Colette, are you in there?
You get
Kind of loudly.
You get no reply.
Well, I'm in more ways than
Given
one.
plenty of warning.
To be honest, I'm in more ways than one opposed to entering a child's bedroom. So,
Thames, roll an observation check really quickly for me.
okay. Oh, one.
Okay. Yeah, you don't really
you don't hear or see anything.
You think no different.
Well, morally, I am opposed. We have given plenty of warning and there has been no reply, and this is a matter that does need to be discussed. So, if you do not want
Suppose
to,
you're
I
right.
will go.
Perfect.
I'll enter a little with Pivot.
So Pivot leads the way here, and let me just reveal this. You open up the door, and you see nobody inside the room. A window is open up on the opposite side of the room, and everything is just kind of very neatly taken care of. But Colette is not in here. The window is wide open. It seems like maybe she left through there.
She is not in here.
Well, should we check the other door?
Yes. Mr. Dungeon Master.
Yes.
Do herbaceans have a kind of... Is it theoretically possible that they could take a human form, kind of like a Doppler?
They're not known to, no.
Okay.
They are kind of known to stick to their one kind of God-given form.
They just kind of pick a plant, stick to it.
They're kind of born into it, just like their biological plant, whatever they are. Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
Roll an observation check for me as well, Pivot.
All right. A 9.
A 9. Yeah, you kind of you feel like you maybe have overextended your welcome just a little bit, and so you kind of turn around and walk towards the other room that is unopened.
Out of character, the rug looks sus. In character, everything looks fine.
Sure does.
Woo! This next door. Do you want to knock on it? Do you want to just open it up?
David will knock.
Perfect. So you knock, and there is no response.
Period's going in.
Perfect. You open up the door, and it is a what seems to be a guest bedroom that has been emptied out, with a bunch of bedrolls that seem to have been used a couple of times.
Recently?
Go ahead and roll an observation check.
I guess Thames will just, like, in the nosy way, just poke his head in while Pivot's still out the door.
What's this? What's this?
Pivot will walk in. He's kind of curious about the window at the bottom.
The wooden. I'm sorry. What?
The window.
The window. Oh, the window. Perfect. You kind of walk up to the window, and go ahead and roll an Yeah, go ahead. What's up?
I mean, has it seemed like it's been tampered with recently? Recently opened? Anything of the like?
No, doesn't seem like it. Seems like the window is it's perfectly secure, not really broken. There are like some like kind of handprints from the outside on it.
Rolled an 11.
From what you can see, yes, these sleeping bags have been. You don't really know how recent, but it's not like old and not touched whatsoever, like the grandfather's office.
She said that she hasn't seen almost any of them.
Yes.
These have been used.
So that would
Recently.
imply she was either lying, or that somebody snuck in here without her knowing.
All of them. And they decided to camp out.
It's a very low possibility, but it is possible. I think it's more likely she's lying.
She is getting progressively more suspicious as this day goes on.
If I see her again, I will ask about the Veronica. See if she knows.
Very well.
Perfect. And that is actually where we are going to end episode 3.
Man,
I know, right at a perfect little moment.
He can't keep getting away with it.
Thank you so much for watching tonight, chat. I really appreciate it. And also thank you, Michael, for coming in and hanging out, as well as Varathia.
Thank you for having me, even though I showed up about an hour late.
No. That's totally fine. We had plenty of nice little roleplay fun and fighting fun in the meantime. Marth did some really stupid and derpy things, and Pivot mocked him in a beautiful way.
Based.
I actually made it to the end of the stream.
Being a dumbass, so you gotta call him a dumbass.
That is true. I mean, that's the only natural thing for Pivot to do. All right, chats. I'm going to just give my outro really quickly. I'll be right back, boys. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. We stream Marth's Dungeon episodes every single Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. There's a rotating schedule each Friday. So usually today was kind of supposed to be a dungeon episode, but it didn't really fit in with the story. So we had just kind of like a regular RP session today with some nice little story elements and fighting. Next week is still going to be another campaign episode, so we will figure out kind of the mysterious things that are happening in Verlight, and the whole crew should be here for that one, which will be pretty exciting. And then also, yeah, if you guys are a streamer and would like to join in any of the dungeon episodes, we are always looking for people, so make sure to just hit me up in DMs and stuff. I also kind of like go out and seek people as well. It's always good to have new faces, 100% through and through. And if I can't find any streamers for the week, just like regular viewers are more than welcome to kind of hop in and fill in as well. So I always appreciate you guys hanging out with me. The story is actually getting really cool, and we're getting to a fun and exciting part of it. Lastly, I will just advertise the Patreon really quickly. This is the most direct way that you can support me and Tori. Oh, I can't type in my own chat. Good. Patreon. Our Patreon is the most direct way that you can support me and Tori Kuno. Tori works on all of the art for Marth's Dungeon, and I work on like all the world building, the music, the lore, yada yada. A lot of work goes into both elements of these things, so if you guys are enjoying the content and would like to, then hop over by the Patreon. We also do exclusive streams on the Patreon. I do map building streams, as well as some music making streams as well. So if you guys, don't really mind spoilers, I usually don't talk too much in terms of spoilers in these streams, but if I do, I'll mark it spoiler for you guys if I'm talking anything and everything story. But yeah, we do have some nice exclusive perks, as well as like all like the video content, all the VODs for these past Marth's Dungeon streams. We're gonna have them actively available on the Patreon first. Do a little live viewing party with everybody else, so you guys are always more than welcome to watch it with us. Thank you so much for joining, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a lovely